God has created us for a purpose. The purpose that God has created us to basically to submit our will to His will, to worship this one God. And worship in Islam is not just only going to a mosque, pray there, etc. Just not just that. Everything that we do, it is an act of worship in Islam. That being good, being kind, being nice to the others, being generous, this is an act of worship. Us going to work, studying. Like, for example, I studied PhD, for example. Other people, we believe this is an act of worship. We do it because at the end of the day, as long as you benefit yourself and benefit others, you are doing an act of worship. What do you think about this?
Okay, so we can't do.
I think that depends on the certain areas.
We can't do three
Different people have different religions.
I understand.
Yeah.
Now, different people have different religion, but now here, if there is one God, that means there should be one true religion. It can be two different ones. There have to be one true religion. And these true religions, which one? Is it Christianity? Is it Judaism? Is it Buddhism? Is it, for example, I don't know what was the religion in China in the past. I forget what's his name?
Actually, most of the Chinese people are very diverse. Like they have different kinds of.
They used to have main one in the what is it called? They're Buddhist. Used to be in China, correct? There is another one. I don't know.
It's called Taoism.
Huh?
Taoism. Like Lao Tzu. Taoism.
Taoism. Okay. So there are, different here, but which one is the truth? So if you search on each religion, and then to see which one is the, because at the end of the day, since you live here, and you live here for once, you don't know this time, and this life cannot be repeated. So since you live here once, then in that case, in which is the true faith? So that's why which we generally advise the people to search and to find out about Islam and to understand Islam. And Islam is calling people to submit their will to the will of God. Islam is calling people to believe in this one God and to do the good things, the righteous deeds, to be kind, to be nice, to help others, to be generous, helping. And that's why the Muslims, you found the Muslims, that the most charitable people on earth. Actually, if you see in the statistics, that the Muslims, that the most charitable people, even in the UK, the most charitable people in the UK are the Muslims. Why? Because we give, and we believe what we give for the sake of God, it will be given back to us either in this life or the hereafter. And part of our faith, we believe there is a hereafter. We're going to be standing before God, and God will judge us according to our deeds. And anyone who done righteous deeds deserve the pleasure, deserve to be entering paradise. And the one who didn't do the righteous deed, they deserve the punishment of hell. So that's kind of a conclusion about our faith. Now, what's your name, by the way? What's your name? Jenny. Okay. So Jenny, from what I told you, what do you think about Islam in general?
How many times did you mention
Your explanation, I think,
I didn't count.
it has some things in common with other religions. For example, you have
Why would I now
both think
stop?
about there is a God who created everything in the world. And I think it's a kind of, because I know maybe there is kind of rule, I don't know, but most of the people who live in maybe Saudi Arabia and that areas, like Middle East, they will become a member of Islam since they born. So they have no other choices.
Here, there are some common things between Islam and other faiths in certain things about believing in one God, serving this one God, etc. But the unique thing in Islam, the direct of worship, it has to be directed to this one God, to no one else. We cannot worship no one but this one God. We don't worship the prophets, we don't worship the saints, we don't associate with God partners, we don't have idols to worship, we don't have all of that. We worship this one God, and the act of worship, as I said to you, it is not just only the prayer, for example, this brother who prays, as well, there are other things as well. Because for us, even sincerity, because no one knows what's inside you except God. Even your sincerity, when you are being kind and nice, everyone could see that, they could appreciate it, they could be thankful to you. But if you are doing it sincerely from your heart, no one knows about it except God. So that's why we always watch our deeds, not just only from what the people are observing, from what we are doing it, our sincerity, our heart. Why we are doing it? Are we doing it to please others, or are we doing it to please God? If we're doing it to please God, then we get the reward from God. That's what we believe as Muslims. You see, it's a key thing, and it's a key factor in Islam that about the sincerity and to worship this one God with sincerity, not just only just doing it for the sake of doing it. We're doing it all for the sake of others. We're doing it for the sake of God. And God in Islam is called Allah. Allah means the one God. That's what it means in Islam. Does that make sense to you? Yeah? Do you have a Quran? Did you get a copy? It's a gift. Yeah. I know that it's a gift for you. Have one. No, it's a gift. It's okay. It's a gift for everyone. They have, they have this, and as well, there is something here. As well, there's something, a leaflet that you can just, have a look at it. Yeah. All right. Is there any question about Islam that you want to ask me? Anything? Any question? Do you have any question? All right. We're here every Sunday. If you have some question, you could come back. Yeah. All right. Look after this. But thank you. Bye. Okay. First of all, may Allah guide them to the right path. May Allah bring them to Islam, and that's what we need to do. Sometimes some people they wanted just to know general information about Islam, and it's part of da'wah. You never know when the guidance comes to them. But we try our best, inshallah, to represent Islam to the best of our ability and try to bring people to Islam. Jazakumullah khair, all my brothers and sisters. May Allah reward you all and bless you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. فيك بارك الله الله يحفظك. Don't know, someone take this. Assalamu alaikum.
What are they, Chinese?
They're Chinese, yes. Don't know which is which and who's who.
That's okay. Sam.
Okay.